along the lines of the music, I hear it as being seductive, and I wondered the symbolism with the Twin Peaks.
I don't want to touch that one. Yeah. Well, I mean, we drew a map when we started designing the town, and there were these two mountains. And we said, what are we going to call this town? So I think one of us said Two Mountains, and no, that won't work. Twin Peaks. And that's what we stuck with.
Are you there, caller? Hi.
Hi. First of all, I feel sorry for the people that haven't watched the best show on television. But my question is, I can tell the difference when David Lynch has directed an episode. I mean, no, I don't have to read it. I can see it. And I wonder, first of all, if the actors feel the difference. I'm sorry, Mark, but I wonder if the actors can feel the difference, as well as I wonder how much he will be directing since it is now picked up in the fall.
Will he stay with us?
Oh, yeah. I mean, David directed 3 of the 9 hours, and he's definitely going to be back for his schedule, depending, but he'll be back for as much as he can be next year.
And in response to the other question that she asked, how we felt about the other directors, I mean, I think all the directors brought something of themselves into it, and also, you know, David and Mark have an oversee over the whole thing, so it's still their effect on how the show is going to come out.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I haven't watched Twin Peaks because the first 2 weeks I wasn't home, so I didn't want to get into it.
Well, that's not an excuse. Just sit down.
One second. I don't know who is responsible, but whoever I have spoken to has says the greatest casting is the FBI agent. The way he plays the part is just, you know, I'm not commenting on anyone else's acting ability.
Yeah, Kyle MacLachlan has a long history with David. He appeared in Dune. He was discovered by David in Seattle, oddly enough. Played the lead role in Dune, and then also was the lead in Blue Velvet. And in writing the piece, we thought, he's wonderful. Yeah. Let's use Kyle. We wrote the part with him in mind.
Yes, ma'am.
Peppy, which do you prefer, the movies or TV as far as acting?
It really depends on the material. I like them both. I like the theater.
Yes.
Hi. I had an 7-hour film festival yesterday of Twin Peaks, watching every episode in a row. And, yeah.
You made it here today.
I made it here today. I stayed up all night. And the question is, during the dream sequence, do they tell who the murderer is? Is it relayed?
The character that Sheyl plays in the dream whispers who the murderer is to Kyle, but unfortunately the microphone wasn't close enough.
Is there a clue?
Is there a clue? Yes. Yeah, quite a number of them.
Uh-huh. It's Leo Johnson, isn't it? Isn't it? Is that who I'm thinking of? Yes, Eric's character.
You want me to answer that?
Well, you probably don't want to, do you?
Definitely not. No.
Are you there, caller? Hi.
Hi, yeah. My name's Mark from Hofstra University, and the people at Hofstra have our own theory of who killed Laura.
Yeah, what is it?
We think that Laura really isn't dead, and she dressed up Madeline to look like Laura, and now she's
Oh, thanks. You agree?
Yeah.
This theory's getting a lot of credence, apparently, across the country right now.
So that the body wasn't Laura. The body was the look-alike, was Madeline, who Laura is now playing. No, who...
and then, yeah, you've got
who Sheyl is now playing. Yes.
When you get the script, do you just get the lines that you're performing, so the rest is a mystery to you, or do you get the entire script?
The entire script.
But it's basically a mystery because you can't really think of all the other things that are going on. You have to concentrate on yours, or you'll be completely confused.
Yes.
Yeah, Mark, I think that your show is a psychological breakthrough. And I was wondering if you think that maybe you're setting a new standard for the future of television.
Well, one can only hope. I mean, we try to do the best story and show that we could, and if that breaks down a fence that other people can, follow us through, then I'm delighted.
Hi, thanks for calling. Go ahead.
Hi, this is for Mark Frost.
Yeah.
Now, I know who did it. Okay?
Who did it?
John Nance, but he was Henry. But you had to see Eraserhead to find out.
It's definitely a possibility.
What is the total number of featured characters in the series?
35.
Wow. That's why I have trouble keeping up with it.
Yes. Yes.
There was a murder on Long Island here not long ago, and a girl was found in a plastic bag. Is any of this taken from a real situation? Or
No, I didn't hear about that.
But we do have the tabloids descending on a town in Washington State.
Poor Snoqualmie Falls. I mean,
Snoqualmie Falls.
Yeah.
And they're claiming that we got bodies along the side of the road and
chainsaw duels in the woods, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Since you're now famous for being on Twin Peaks, has your personal life changed?
Sheyl, you want to talk about that? You're our. This is your first television effort. I'm sure it won't be your last.
I hope not. So far, no. Nothing really has changed. I mean, it's certainly opened up doors, thank God, as far as work is concerned, but my personal life isn't really... I do, every once in a while, get people saying, you know, you were Laura Palmer, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Hi, Phil. I love the show. I love the music, the direction, and everything. But just tell me, yes or no, did Laura's father kill Laura? Because that's my theory.
Definitely maybe.
Yeah.
The show sort of came out of nowhere and was an almost immediate hit. And I'm just wondering, most shows end with a cliffhanger. Do you think maybe some of the success of this show is attributable to the fact that it began with a cliffhanger?
Well, I think everybody loves a mystery. I think life's a mystery, you know, and that probably hooked a lot of people early on. That was part of our approach.
Yeah.
Well, all of us have read Agatha Christie and have been disappointed when the clue that she said was so commonly...
Can't see, it will never be.
The clue that was given was obvious to the reader, and it becomes hidden under so much that you can't see it. Yeah. The final episode could turn viewers off in saying, well, I didn't get that. I didn't see that. Where was that? I mean, that's a reality.
Yeah, it's a danger, I guess, whenever you plot something this intricately, but we'll see what happens on Wednesday.
Are you there, caller? Hi.
Yeah, hi. A question for Mark and any of the actors. There are so many red herrings here. I'm curious to know how much of the story was plotted before production started and how much the actors knew about the various plot lines.
We thought it was provident to keep them in the dark as much as we possibly could. And the scripts rolled out as we were working. Had two other wonderful writers who I should mention, Harley Payton and Bob Engels, worked on the show as well. And so that I think we kept you sort of out of the loop for the most part.
They're still in the dark. We did, because now that we're doing publicity for it, everyone wants to know, and we're trying to, you know, in order for us to tell the truth. I don't know.
I saw the last 5 pages of the show that's on Wednesday.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Right.
There were 5.
But to return to this, woman's question, you cannot tease an audience forever. I assume you agree.
I agree, and I think with the pickup now for the fall, you won't be disappointed for long if you are disappointed at all.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I just want to say I hate Leo, but I hope he stays and he comes back this fall, because you're great. You're so good.
Yeah. For a louse, she wants you to come back. And we'll be back in just a moment. Peggy Lipton, I've already chatted about the fact that she took time out, not forever, but for a while, and did not work outside the home, shall we say. Piper, you did this too.
Yes, I did.
Let me remind this audience, this is probably the youngest audience we've ever had. I'll kiss the baby. You know that Piper's an Emmy Award winner and a triple Oscar nominee. In what film did she make her screen debut, and whose daughter was she? Trivia. The film was Louisa, and she was Ronald Reagan's daughter. And you retired when? In the 70s? When did you bailed out for a while, didn't you?
I bailed out for 15 years.
That's a while.
A little bit longer than you.
Yeah. And you loved it, and you came back, and it's fine, and what's...
Right.
You know, there's a lot of people think you can't do that. You know, once you leave, it forgets you, and that's it, and it certainly didn't hurt you.
I think I was very lucky.
Well, you're also very talented. That doesn't hurt, you know. Hi, I'm glad you waited. Go ahead, yeah.
Yes, I was wondering, do you need any special legal authority from the FBI to portray FBI agent Cooper the way you do, as using such strange investigative techniques like throwing rocks at bottles and going on his dreams and things like that?
We had an FBI advisor working with us on the pilot, and oddly enough, he wrote me a letter about 4 weeks in and said, some of the techniques you're employing are things that Director Hoover used to encourage us to do. I don't know about throwing rocks at bottles, but he said, pay attention to your dreams. And so I felt we were on the right track.